Kancil and the Farmer by Jim Carrington, illustrated by Juan Oliver. There was once a clever mouse deer named Kancil. On the edge of the jungle was a garden filled with delicious fruit and vegetables. The garden belonged to a grumpy farmer. Kancil often waited until the farmer went to work in the fields. Then he crept into the garden to help himself to the fruit and vegetables. The farmer set traps in the garden, but Kancil was too clever to get caught. This made the farmer very angry. So he thought of a plan to keep his crops safe. The next day, Kancil crept quietly into the farmer's garden. He was feasting on delicious berries when he heard a dog barking. Ruff, ruff, ruff. Kancil jumped out of his skin. He tried to escape, but the dog grabbed his tail and wouldn't let go. So Kancil had to run away, leaving the end of his tail behind. Kancil had lost some of his tail, but he had learned a lesson. He must be cleverer than both the farmer and the dog from now on. So he hid in the forest and watched until he noticed something important. Said Kancil to himself. Every day, just as the sun gets hot, the dog gets bored of guarding the crops and plods off to sleep in the shade. The very next day, as soon as the dog fell asleep, Kancil filled his belly with the farmer's fruit. The dog stayed fast asleep. The farmer's crops were still disappearing. He had to come up with a better plan. He built a scarecrow. "This will stop the thieving pest," he laughed. The next morning, Kancil crept out of the forest as usual and darted into the garden. The scarecrow was right in the middle of the berry patch. "Does the farmer think I'm stupid?" Kancil laughed. A scarecrow cannot stop me." He boxed the scarecrow with his hind legs. "But oh, I'm stuck," cried Kancil. "The farmer has covered the scarecrow with glue." When the farmer came back for his lunch, he locked Kancil in a cage on the veranda. "Ha ha! I've outsmarted you once and for all," he chuckled. "I'll deal with you when I've finished work." Kancil tried to escape. He scratched at the cage door. He chewed at the bars. He rocked this way and that, hoping to knock the cage over. But all he did was wake the sleeping dog. "Well, well, well. What have we here?" yawned the dog as he padded across the veranda. "What does it look like to you?" replied Kancil. "It looks like the farmer tricked you, Kancil," the dog said with a smile. "You'll go in his cooking pot tonight." Kancil gave a sly grin. "Oh, no, you're quite wrong," he said. "The farmer's keeping me safe to give to the king. The king wants a pet to treat like a prince." The dog was annoyed. "That's not fair. I should live with the king. I should be treated like a prince," he said. "Swap places with me." Kancil shook his head. "No, I won't. I am going to live with the king." The dog growled. "Swap places, now!" "Why should I?" said Kancil. "I promise to let you have first pick of the farmer's fruit," replied the dog. Kancil pretended to think for a moment, and then he grinned. "It's a deal," he said. "Help me out of this cage. We can change places." Using his sharp teeth, the dog undid the bolt and opened the cage door. Kancil hurried out of the cage, and the dog rushed in. As quick as a flash, Kancil slammed the door and bolted the cage shut. "I tricked you, you silly dog," laughed Kancil. "It looks like you'll be the one in the farmer's pot tonight." And with that, he scurried away to feast on the farmer's delicious berries. Kancil and the Farmer. Kancil eats the grumpy farmer's fruit and vegetables. Can the farmer stop him?